Welcome to QLM Business News. Here are today's news stories. New Prime Minister Keir Starmer pledges growth, warns of no quick fix. Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer has unveiled his vision to rejuvenate the UK, stating his plan will take the brakes off Britain and set the nation on a path of national renewal. Following the King's speech, which introduced 39 bills the government aims to pass, Starmer cautioned that there would be no quick fix and advised against the snake oil charm of populism. Central to his economic growth strategy are reforms to the planning system, intended to simplify the process for building houses and infrastructure. Additionally, proposals include granting more powers to local leaders, nationalising the railways, and enhancing workers' rights. Some initiatives from the previous administration have been revived, such as Rishi Sunak's phased smoking ban and the establishment of a football regulator. However, notable omissions include the absence of plans to abolish the two-child benefit cap, a point of contention among some Labour MPs and the SNP. Jeremy Corbyn, the former Labour leader and now independent MP for Islington North, urged immediate action to remove the cap, describing it as cruel and nasty. He also suggested that the announcement of a child poverty task force was merely a delaying tactic. Corbyn stated, "Why not do it now and just say quite simply, we're going to end the cap? It's simply cruel and nasty to say that the third, fourth or fifth child of a family is less valuable than the first two." A bill to allow 16- and 17-year-olds to vote in general elections was also missing, but is expected to be introduced later. Green Party MP Sian Berry expressed disappointment, arguing that young people need a voice to push for changes like the removal of the two-child cap. Labour backbencher Rebecca Long Bailey also called on the government to address the pension injustices faced by women born in the 1950s, known as the WASPy women. King Charles delivered the speech, written by the new Labour government, which secured a significant majority in the July election. Conservative leader Rishi Sunak promised his party would not oppose the government for opposition's sake, but would hold it accountable for its promises. On the proposed planning reforms, Sunak agreed on the need to expedite the process, but warned that excluding local input could erode public support for new housing. Liberal Democrat Deputy Leader Daisy Cooper welcomed the promise to reform the Mental Health Act, but urged more ambition in health and social care. The Institute for Fiscal Studies previously warned that the government would have to choose between raising taxes, cutting public services, or borrowing more. Labour hopes to avoid these by boosting economic growth. The King's 12-minute speech emphasised securing economic growth, a key driver of economic growth, and local growth plans. The government's briefing notes identified the current planning regime as a major impediment to growth, leading to the introduction of the Planning and Infrastructure Bill. This bill aims to enhance the capacity of local planning departments and simplify the approval process for infrastructure projects. Labour's significant majority suggests the planning bill will pass, but new developments might face opposition from local communities. Other growth-boosting measures include the English Devolution Bill, which would grant local leaders more control over transport, skills, and employment. The Better Buses Bill would allow the creation of publicly owned bus operators. Additionally, the National Wealth Fund will be established to invest in infrastructure and green industries, and Great British Energy, a state-owned company, will focus on renewable energy investments. The Labour government plans to reintroduce several bills from the previous administration, including the Tobacco and Vapes Bill, which bans cigarette sales to individuals born on or after the 1st of January 2009, and Martin's Law, requiring premises to mitigate terrorist attack impacts. At least 6 bills from the King's speech will be introduced this week. Reform UK Deputy Leader Richard Tice criticised the government's policies for leading to higher taxes and more regulation. Green Party MP Ellie Chownes called for bolder action on building standards and rent controls. SNP Stephen Gethins attributed sluggish growth to Brexit and criticised the government for not reversing it. He also opposed the two-child benefit cap. In the subsequent debate, former Labour Shadow Chancellor John McDonnell argued that removing the cap would lift 300,000 children out of poverty. Starmer acknowledged the objections, but deemed the removal currently unaffordable. The government announced a task force to develop a child poverty strategy, led by Work and Pensions Secretary Liz Kendall and Education Secretary Bridget Phillipson. Other measures in the King's speech include the Renters' Rights Bill, Water Special Measures Bill, Border Security, Asylum and Immigration Bill, Draft Conversion Practices Bill, and the House of Lords Hereditary Peers Bill. This news story is brought to you by QLM Business News, your digital media channel. Visit qlmbusinessnews.com for more business news stories. Also follow us on Facebook, X and YouTube. To help QLM Business News bring you more news stories like this, please like, share and subscribe.